Hello class, my name is Mustafa and I'm part of Team 4. Our today's topic is startup financing, and our today's agenda includes different types of startup financing. We're going to talk about different stages in financing, then we're going to include some real-world examples, startups impact, and then we're going to conclude a presentation with exam questions and answers. So let's get started. Fledgling company. It literally means a young bird. So in the context of business setting, you can translate it as a young bird or a young company taking its first flight into the business world. And the first step is to get financially started. So there's 4 different ways: using your own money, bank loans, investors, and grants, and each one of them have some pros and cons associated with them. So using your own money is always the most convenient. You have your full control, plus you also get to keep the full equity. But on the flip side, you're also risking losing your own money. The speed of that is really slow, is because it takes a lot of time to accumulate that kind of a cash to be able to put it towards a business. Bank loans is another good option with no risk of losing your own money because you're just borrowing the money from the bank. But with that, you're also creating debt in your balance sheet. They're also a little bit hard to get, and you also have to pay the interest. Pursuing investors, with that, there's unlimited amount of money that you can get in a lump sum. But with that, you're also giving away your equity, and they're actually really hard to get. Grants is free money, but they have to be won from a competition for a very specific purpose. So with that, they come with a lot of government restriction, and they're the hardest ones to get. The next topic is bootstrapping. So bootstrapping means pretty much like self-made. So if you're starting a company from scratch and you're able to pay off all your bills from the money that you generate from the revenues, and you're actually successful in doing so, so that person is considered to be a bootstrapper. There's also some pros and cons associated. The pros include you're your own boss, you don't have to answer to anyone. With the involvement of investors, they have their own biases that kind of push you away from your focus. So with bootstrapping, you get to stay focused on your own agenda. Bootstrapping companies are also known to be the most innovative ones, and you also tend to be more responsible because it's your own money on the line. On the flip side, you're restricted to generating revenue, like even in the embryonic stage of the business, is because that's the only way of survival. So because of the lack of funds, the development is really slow. It's really hard to develop all the different components of the business as desired in the beginning stage. Sometimes it's about who you know, not so much about what you know. So with bootstrapping, having no investor in the picture, you're kind of missing out on the connections and the networking part. And bootstrappers are also kind of viewed as the new kids on the block. So there's no credibility for the bootstrapping companies initially. Now I'm going to pass it on to great Natalie to take over and talk about the next aspect, which is crowdfunding. Thank you.